on what Vice Chairman Brady just said. If 250,000 jobs per month is that goal, and I think we all agree that more is better and less is worse, but if 250 is sort of the target, the data I have in front of me only goes back to mid-2009. How many times since January of 2009 has the economy created more than 250,000 jobs in a month? I only have one in front of me, which is sometime in the spring of 2010, but again, my data doesn't go all the way back to the beginning of this administration. So since January of 2009, how many times has the economy created more than 250,000 jobs in a month?
I see 2 months, but to be honest, both those months where census was hiring temporary workers for the decennial. And if you take out those census effects, I'm not sure we had any months where you had 250,000 jobs. So
since 2009, January 2009, since the Obama administration took over, we have never generated 250,000 jobs on a monthly basis, on a permanent basis, when you make exceptions for the census hiring.
I believe that's. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. I believe that's correct.
And to follow up on the other thing that Mr. Brady mentioned regarding the federal hiring, we just heard some interesting testimony yesterday in the Oversight and Government Regulation Committee that said that, and to follow on what you said, Mr. Vice Chairman, there's 12% more federal workers since this recession began. There are 14.8% more. That's 275,000 more workers in the executive branch and 100,000 more civilian workers at the Department of Defense since this recession began. So I was glad to hear you say you think that the private sector has taken it on the chin a little bit heavier than the public sector, because certainly if you go back to the beginning of this recession, there are actually more government workers at the federal level than there were when things began. So thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I will yield to Mr. Burgess the balance of my time.